I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Sun is shining on me. What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. Today we are talking about the whiners, the moaners, the complainers, the people always bitching about their problems. Maybe they're not bitching to you. Maybe they're just bitching out loud, but you're just tired of hearing people whine, moan, complain, and bitch about things, yet they're not doing anything about it. I mean, maybe I'm talking to you right now. Maybe I'm talking about somebody you know really well. Maybe I'm talking about you in the past. Maybe I'm talking about you in the future. Maybe I'm talking about you and you don't even know that I'm talking about you. But I'm going to give you some points here today so you can stop whining, moaning, complaining, and bitching about things, because none of that's ever going to resolve any problem. You already know that, right? Somebody told you that before, right? You already knew I was going to talk about that as soon as you clicked on this video, right? So let me give you a couple points here that you need to take with you. You need to write these down. You need to take notes on this. You need to save this video, favorite it, download it, do whatever you want to do. I don't care if you download the video, keep the video, save the audio, do what you got to do. Just make sure you understand everything I'm going to tell you here in this vid, and don't ever violate the 3 things I'm going to tell you here. Number 1, everything that happens to you in life, if you're complaining about it, if you think it's unfair, if you think politics are working against you, if you think somebody's hating on you, if you think things are just, they're working out for everybody else, the sun is shining on everybody else, but it's just a big cloud over you. If you believe that, even if you believe this deep down in your heart to your soul, you'll swear to God on it, you'll swear on your first child on this, on your grandma on this, trust me. Everything that exists in your life right now, every circumstance, whether you love it, hate it, or are indifferent about it, even if you don't even know about it, every circumstance in your life has happened not to you, but because of you. I'm going to repeat that. Every circumstance in your life, that means the people around you, the way people deal with you, the job you work at, the school you go to, the team you're on or the team you're not on, the amount of money you got, the amount of money you don't got, how much money you about to get, how much money you used to have, how people relate to you, if people know your name, if nobody knows your name. Every single situation in your life right now has happened not to you, but because of you. And I'm telling you that not to make you feel bad or to make you feel good. I'm telling you that because it's an actual fact. I'm telling you this because what it's going to do once you come to terms with this, once you agree with this in principle and you internalize it and understand it, that everything has happened because of you and not to you. What have I just given you power to do? What if I just empowered you? Actually, I'm not empowering you. What are you empowering yourself to do once you agree with that point, that everything has happened because of you and not to you? You have empowered yourself now to make anything happen in your life that you want. You empowered yourself to make any change you want in your life, because now you're saying, oh, everything in my life is because of me and not to me, which means anything you want to change will also be because of you and not to you. Anything now that you don't like or you do like, let's talk about the things you do like. Things in your life that you're happy about, you're proud about, you would announce it from the top of a building so everybody in the world would know about it. Those things, those all happen because of you. So you need to take the same mindset, the same actions, the same principles, the same strategies that allowed you to create those things that you're proud of, or allow those things that you're proud of. Use that same mindset, strategy, principle, actions to change the things that you're not so proud of, the things that you're not happy about, the things that you're kind of indifferent about, like it's okay, but you're not excited about those things. Those are all because of you too. So if you put the same mindset, again, this is the overall mindset, whether you like it or you don't like it. The overall mindset is this exists because of me, not because of somebody else, not because of the weather, not because of my mom, not because of my dad or the coach or these other people over here or some guy on the internet who helped me out or didn't help you out. Everything is because of you, not to you. All right, that's point number 1. Point number 2. Never, ever, ever in your life, when you're facing a situation you don't like, never bitch about it by telling yourself how terrible it is or telling anybody else how terrible it is. I get emails and DMs and messages and even comments here on YouTube every day of people telling me how bad their situation is. Or Dre, let me tell you how terrible it is at home, or how much the coach was hating on me, or how much I'm not believing in myself anymore, or how terrible I played in this game. Listen, every single time you verbalize a part of your life that you're not happy about or proud of or is not working out, you know what you're doing? You're driving the grooves even deeper, which means you're going to be even deeper into that situation that you just said you didn't like. Every time you talk about it, every time you text about it, you Snapchat about it, you leave it in a comment, you email somebody about it, every time you verbalize things not going the way you want them to go, all you're doing is putting yourself deeper and deeper into that exact situation that you said you don't like. I want to make sure you caught what I said right there. So rewind that part, and make sure you heard what I said there. I'm not going to say it a third time. Well, I will when I recap this whole thing. But make sure you understand that every time you verbalize it, you're making it worse. So what you need to do is ask yourself a better question. And I have a book by that exact title. It's called Ask Yourself a Better Question. It's at workonyourgameu.university.com. It's in the link in the video. The video description link is below. Workonyourgameu.com. The book is Ask Yourself a Better Question. What's a better question you can ask yourself? Here's a simple one you can ask anytime you're in a situation you don't like. What can I do about this? What can I do to take control of this situation? How can I put myself in the driver's seat here instead of being the passenger? How can I take control of this situation so it works in the way that I want it to work instead of it working the way that I don't want it to work? Isn't that a great question? Even if you think off the top, your initial answer may be, well, there's nothing I can do. There's nobody who can help me. There's no way that I can take control of the situation. If you keep asking the question over and over and over again, eventually what's going to happen? You're going to get an answer. Any question you ask yourself over and over and over again, you're going to get an answer. Anything you tell yourself, even if it's not a question, over and over and over again, you are going to get an answer. This is a fact of human life. It's just the way that our brains work. Anything we say, whether it's a question or a statement, over and over and over again, or an answer over and over again, we're eventually going to believe it and we're going to start acting on whatever we're saying. So stop verbalizing why it's not working. Stop verbalizing all the excuses. Stop verbalizing your bitching and moaning and complaining. It's not helping you. It's not helping anybody else. And start asking yourself a better question. What can I do about this situation? That's a great question right there. What can I do about it? What can I do to control this situation? Even if it's a good situation, you can ask that. You win $1 million. What can I do to control this $1 million? What can I do to double this $1 million? What can I do to capitalize on this great outcome that I have right now? Asking yourself a better question. That's point number 2. Point number 3. Never, ever, ever bitch, moan, or complain about a problem that you have unless this is the only time it's okay to bitch, moan, and complain, is if you're bitching, moaning, and complaining about it as a way of charging yourself up to take action. One more time. The only time it's okay to bitch, moan, complain, whine, belly it, whatever words you want to use about your situation is when you are charging yourself up emotionally, mentally, and physically to actually go do something about it. Now let me tell you what does not constitute doing something. Sending an email is not doing something. Sending an email to another person about what your problem is and what you're going to do, that's not doing something because you're talking about what you're going to do. If you're talking about doing it, you're not doing it. All right, the people who are doing it don't have to talk about it because it's obvious by their actions what they're doing. Okay? If you leaving a comment on YouTube about what you're going to do, that's not doing something. All right, if you're watching YouTube videos about doing something, that's not doing something. All right, doing something is actually taking action where people can look at you and see what it is without you having to say a single word. That's what doing something is. That's the only time it's okay to bitch, moan, and complain because you are charging yourself up to actually take action. So let me recap these 3 points. Number 1, when it comes to you to cease ever whining, moaning, bitching, and complaining. Number 1, bitching, moaning, and complaining never solved any problems. First thing that you must do is stop the bitching, moaning, and complaining, is understand that it's not helping you, it's not helping anybody else, and the more you talk about it, the deeper you're driving the grooves of the exact problem that you're dealing with. Number 2, stop verbalizing your problems. When you have a problem or a complaint or something you want to bitch about, the more you talk about it, even if you're talking to somebody who you think can help you, all you're doing is driving the grooves even deeper into yourself. So ask yourself a better question, like instead of asking, why is this terrible? Why is this a terrible outcome? Why can I do nothing about this? Ask yourself, what can I do about this situation? How can I handle this? How can I take control of the circumstance right now, even if it's a good thing? And number 3, only time it's okay to bitch, moan, and complain about anything is when you are charging yourself up mentally, emotionally, and physically to go do something to handle the situation instead of just talking about it and driving yourself deeper into whatever that situation happens to be. For those of you who don't know, I got a podcast. It's every day. It's called Work on Your Game. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, everywhere. If you really want to get a real life education, you're not going to get it in school. You're not going to get it at college. You're going to get it from me. Work on Your Game University, the Work on Your Game podcast. Every single day, subscribe to it. Help yourself out and work on your game. DreAllDay.com.